Alright.
I just didn't know maybe you were in the part.
No, I did. I probably.
I think Joe's coming in now. There we have 5.
Maybe they're watching virtually, actually, that's what they're doing.
Cheer and see
There you go.
everybody's face.
You want to go over to the junior high? No.
No, I'll go over.
You don't, you get
Right.
very motion, long source for that. No, we're up at the junior high, we're doing a so. So, come on in, we're gonna start, we're gonna do it tomorrow, we'll probably have a, before we do the meeting, we're not gonna do a session.
And boys on your side.
Okay.
And I spit it out for you, out through my. And burn my hand. I don't even know if
He thought it was all virtual. At least that's what he thought. Maybe it's.
It was a bowl.
Hi. It's like a stewardess of some kind.
Like a stewardess.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because anybody else out there? Okay, good. All right.
Hello. Good, 6 feet apart. Burn yourself? I did.
Pretty sure you've been closer
No. But you would have missed out on the tour.
Oh. Was gonna be in the gym, they, I don't know, had a schedule, and started doing it before. So the work was in, so you do whatever they need to do. We are ahead. Oh, boy, sure.
Doesn't go well for the decisions. I did it. No, I didn't. Doesn't matter about it. I'll do a lot of animals. Okay. I have my hand on the steering wheel. Slowly up.
Maybe
Is this on the
Or
way?
they have here.
Yeah, it's like where it's either a year or there.
Where was it at? Where did it happen?
That's where they'll, okay.
We have Elkin Hawley too. I got it in the backyard, so.
You keep them.
Okay. We could be watching.
South. Sean is working for the city, right?
Is that what you said?
It is what it is. That's all.
And our superintendent. Of the city, we have, like, we could have a little leak somewhere, and you may, Josh, we're all getting called from the city, and it's pouring down rain, and they're just irrigating City Hall's lawn.
Yeah.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'll let Jason know you're here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order then. Go ahead and stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Elizabeth is on the Zoom. She joined the Zoom. So she will be watching via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we do have a revised agenda. Hopefully everybody got a copy of that. We just have one more item to the consent agenda tonight. So we'll take a motion to approve on that. Sorry. Motion on the second, in discussion of the agenda. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on, I haven't received any public comments. I don't see anybody here. So, I pass that one too. Student personnel reports, we'll have a student here tonight. I don't see her with. That's true, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, so, I'll go ahead and open the budget hearing at 6:34. Do we have any comments on the budget? All right, I'll go ahead and move forward then with the board meeting. And the budget meeting will be open until 7 in case we receive any comments on that. All right, so we have no student representative here. I don't see certified classified representatives. So superintendent's report, Tom.
Okay, in first item on my report is the enrollment. Open up the packet and go to 4B1, the overall enrollment. Go down that column, there's 2269, it is actually a 4-year high by there. So steady enrollment, if not just a little bit higher going overall. I don't have anything more to report on enrollment. I have to report. Moving on to my report, impact of state school fund and the deficit that it's currently at. So if you go into the packet as well, go 4B2, you can review, if you wish, a letter of support to raise the state fund to $9 billion to adequately fund schools. So we were asked by Georgia School Boards Association and COSA, the Coalition of School Administrators, for all 197 districts to write how the current budget deficit impacts schools. So the current budget deficit is figured at about $490 million. So that equates to about $2 million, $1.96 billion shortfall for us for next year. And that is an equivalent to 22 furlough days or a loss of 26 FTE for people. So that's where it's at. The budget narratives are being used, like I said, to the governor, state legislators to advocate for that $4 billion. Where we're at right now, it appears the special legislative session will be held somewhere between June 22nd and July 3rd. In the meantime, the state is looking at any federal funds that might come this way to meet the state's budget issues. If no federal funds come this way, there's really two ways the state can remedy the situation or the budget deficit. One is through using the corporate activities tax, that's used for the school investment fund, or the rainy day fund. So there's two funds, or a mixture of those two funds could potentially bringing the state back up to that $9 billion level. So where we're at as a district right now is we're in a holding pattern. We've posted jobs, but we typically won't offer or commit to a job until we understand our budget. So we're looking, but yet we won't close in on anything until we understand it. Where it's at right now, as of today, there's not enough money, and we'll need to talk about that. But the last meeting that Kevin and I attended, probably last week, it was Thursday, with COSA leadership, there was leadership from OSBA. They're optimistic that the state has ways to at least make that $9 billion complete, but hasn't been done yet. So that's where we're at with the budget update for the state. Any questions on that? Moving on to the report, operations under the COVID-19. So we're still under the governor's orders, the 2020 orders, which have us under those orders until June 30th. So we're under those 4 basic areas that all schools are staying closed. Districts must provide distance learning for all students. Districts must provide nutritional services for students. Childcare must be provided for emergency personnel. We're doing that in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club. Schools must facilitate telework work at home for employees to the maximum extent possible. So we're finishing up the year as we're ordered to under those orders and through ODE. The operational implications, I gave each board member 2 additional items tonight. One is a weekly report that we use, if you would like to look through that. So it gives a weekly status report on a number of packets that go out, the number of the students that are on using distance, online education, the number of contacts we've made successfully with students and or their parents. So the data is used to help us identify strengths and places of weakness for us. And as we're concluding the year, it's also giving us information as to how we're doing overall. So if you notice, for instance, the elementary schools, anywhere from I think it's like 6%. One school uses online learning opportunities to another school that's up to around 71% use that. So we're seeing some variations in our ability to perform online services successfully for our students, staff, and parents. So that's giving us good information as we prepare for next year, because we are anticipating that next year we'll have site-based classes, but there'll be some distance learning at some point that we most likely will blend that we'll be faced with. There's another packet that you have. It's 2 surveys that we sent out a couple of days ago. We sent out a parent survey as well that asks the teachers and parents how successfully they think we have been regarding our distance learning. So that data will also be used for this summer and next year as we're looking to move forward. Overall, I think we've done a good job given the criteria that the governor has put forward for us. Sweet Home, we look to continuously improve. There are some areas that we can get definitely better at. Wednesday of this week, ODE will be issuing their first guidance for us to reopen for 2020-21. So we'll be looking at that. We've anticipated many things. Here's 6 that I'd like to read to you from Pat Allen, Director of the Oregon Health Authority. And we've had work groups look in these areas and try to imagine how education may be next year. Number 1, he says, is how do we shape classrooms next year to the maximum extent possible to provide social distancing. So we anticipate ODE's guidance will be to actually measure our classrooms, square footage, and do the math to figure out how we can occupy simplify that to the greatest extent possible. It gives space. Additionally, number two, he says, we need to maximize cleaning opportunities and facilities, provide a lot of spaces for hand cleaning opportunities, sites in the classroom. This will keep kids from moving around to laboratories and this and that, so we want to stop flow as much as possible. We anticipate in the guidance. Number three, he says the thing in terms of cohorts or clusters of kids remaining in one spot, rather than kids, for instance, at Foster, 25, let's say, to a classroom, try to keep those 25 in a classroom and not have the 25 next with all 330 kids. So we anticipate guidance in terms of keeping kids in cohorts and having teachers rotate in rather than having kids rotate around the school. So we anticipate guidance like that. We anticipate guidance regarding face covering, protective equipment for key work areas such as bus drivers, front office workers who might be trying to look at kids who has the sniffles, blue light signals, homes that have the nurses, so forth. Strict building, cleaning routines we can anticipate. We can anticipate very strict guidance with students and staff who have symptoms and things like that. So these are some of the things. The guidance will come out, and we anticipate upgrades and guidance all the way to August. So that's when we're really going to have to study this. And we look at how we deliver services. Like I said, we still need some sort of services. Kids in class with other kids that have to go home, kids with immune systems that are compromised their home, and children delivering some sort of business services. Any questions? And I'll keep you updated as I get the information. I'll forward that information. Graduation ceremonies under our operations that took place Thursday and Friday. I think we rotated about 25 graduation sessions to the gym, 25 and under. I was able to participate in one of them, Kids for Space, at least 10 feet apart, and families, a small group of family members clustered. Each kid got to walk across the stage and receive diploma. It was well done. Kudos to Coach Thorpe, Instructor Thorpe, who led it with the admin team, high school admin team, and also a lot of help from high school staff and parents. So well done. There was a parade, as you know, Friday, 7 o'clock. That was great. Thank the city police. We thank fire department for helping lead and put that parade together, as well as the parents and all the great volunteers and faculty. So that was well done. We could anticipate maybe more parades. I guess the last thing is I'd really like to talk about the food service. They've just done a fantastic job. Millie Horton and her team. She gave me numbers right before the board meeting. Basically 10,000 lunches and breakfasts a month they've been providing ever since spring break. They've been going strong. 3 places, Foster, High School, Poly, from 10:30 to 11:30. They've been doing a fantastic job through rain, sun, sleet, COVID-19. They've really stepped up, and they will continue to deliver food services for the summer session. And that's my report.
Questions?
How did they handle the valedictorian?
Right, so they got this, I forgot to say this, so the entire graduation ceremony was 2 days with this tape. So valedictorians got a chance to speak, so I was at one, I spoke at one, and valedictorian spoke at one, so they recorded everything, so this package will be condensed, obviously, the 2 days to hopefully an hour and a half or something, and each student will be able to hear the speeches and see what friends.
Next, we have the consent agenda. Approve the minutes from the May 11, 2020 school board meeting, budget meeting, May 18, 2020 special school board meeting. Accept the donation from Jim Pickett of African hardwood, valued at $1,000 to the Sweet Home High School workshop. approve resignation from Kayla Hunt, special ed teacher at Hawthorne Elementary, effective June 30, 2020. Approve resignation from Tim Hunt, special ed teacher at Foster Elementary, effective June 30, 2020. Approve the hire of Taylor Rash, specialist education, self-contained life skills teacher at high school for the 2020-2021 school year. And then approve resignation of Hannah Golka, interim teacher at Hawthorne Elementary, effective June 12, 2020.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, we have motion second discussion. Really good. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Budget update, safety information, one update, nurture.
Okay, thanks. Item 6A in the board packet, starting with budget update. We are on the home stretch for the fiscal year. Right now, year-to-date spending is over $900,000 higher than the same point last year. Overall, we expect to stay within budget. However, as you can see, we do have some line items where we exceeded budget. Some others that will offset that where we're coming in under budget. One item to mention, it's towards the bottom, is equipment acquisition. We just purchased a used Suburban from Primacy. We were not planning to do that, but we had a 2004 Suburban in early March that got rear-ended, and when the insurance got all done with it, they decided that it was total, and so we need to replace that. And so one is available with relatively low miles close by, and we went ahead and purchased it. So you see it, it's parked over by Gus Garage. Moving on, safety, we had no reportable incidents during the month of May. Moving to the next page, bond and seismic projects, we're up in the home stretch to here. And see where we are, revenues and expenditures, and right now, along with interest income and grants that we're pursuing, looks like hopefully we're going to land everything without any financial surprises, which would be nice.
Okay, Kevin?
Yep.
Those that means that the long-term maintenance figures, the in and out number there just continue to go up to a point. Right, you have an expected figure about what's left of cost?
What, yes, we do. You know, when it's all said and done, we, there's an insurance claim that we're still dealing with that we expect the long-term maintenance fund to, at its low point, be between $300,000 and $500,000, and then we'll start to try to work to rebuild that again. But yeah, we're going to be using the majority of the long-term maintenance budget. That's according to the plan. That's when we talked last.
We're pretty much all on target here where we
Yeah. At the same time too, we continue to go out after other grants. We talked about this on the tour that last week, Josh Darwood, Dale Martin, our electrician, and I met with people that have access to some energy grants where we're hoping we can upgrade more of the classroom lighting, this building, the library lighting, also at some elementary schools and the high school. That's not for sure yet, but it sounds promising. So we continue to look under every rock for money for facility improvements. And then finally, work share update. Good news, we received an email on Tuesday, May 26th from the Employment Department that our work share plan has been approved retroactive to May 7th, to the week of May 17th to May 23rd, which is the first week that we had a furlough day. From talking with other districts, I'm not aware of any school district employee anywhere in the state yet that has actually been paid. There's such a backlog that it's taking a long time for the employment department to work through all of the applications. But with that said, we haven't heard any reason why we wouldn't either. It's just they're overwhelmed right now and they're working through all of the applications for WorkShare. And there was an article, I quoted this out of the Portland Tribune on June 1st. The article says that due to the surge in claims, it's stymied the employment department's processing times. And school employees could be done working for the year before they see any benefits. Good thing for us, for everyone, the May 31st pay was not affected by any of the furlough days. The first paycheck that would be affected would be June 30th. My hope would be that by June 30th, the states work through some of that backlog and get to our claims that there are no assurances at this point.
Any questions for Kevin? I think so. Facility project report, we don't have Josh here tonight.
I will. And Josh wanted to be here. In fact, we were at the junior high to do a great junior high for the students. He's our project manager. He's back now and we can't move right now. So we're gonna carry the load for Josh tonight. I said, Josh, what are some things that we can talk about? You can do other things. We can talk about, his team is on target to finish. So they're doing, our district team's doing some work. So the room behind Mark there will be called the maker space or art room. They're on target to finish that. We'll go for that very good. By the end of the summer, as well as the behavior life skills room, which is beyond that. So we're doing that work ourselves. He feels like he's on target to finish within this. The gym floor is starting with wood down. They're starting to crack it for its finishing finishes. And we're hoping for some cool coloring or stain, so it's just not a plain floor. So we have a little pizzazz. All that wood in there in a big space, and we just can't let it just keep going. So we're gonna jazz it up a little bit in an economical way. Cafeteria polishing is happening. Floors, we'll be able to check out some of the floor and some of the polishes. Kitchen area is being completed. The gym in there, the old gym, some of the areas were sheetrocking, or some of the plexiglass, some of those areas. So that'll look nice. So old and new will be stitched together. Outside of the project here, Josh wanted to communicate that he's working with me, Kevin, and our district nurse on looking at next year in terms of getting all the stuff we need to have ordered in terms of cleaning supplies, reviewing spaces. So, for instance, we can have a sick room in an office area for scratches and stuff like this, and we can have another room for kids that might have flu-like symptoms. Building plexiglass sort of barriers in some areas to keep folks in traffic areas safe. So he's really putting a lot of thought into making our schools to be as safe as possible. So those are some of the few of the things. And Kevin, do you have other things on Josh's behalf we could speak to?
I think really the exciting part is when we can get up after this meeting and go see it, and I think Tom and I will try to do our best. I wish Josh could be here because it's been amazing, what he's done and the ideas he's brought to this project. That hopefully Tom and I can remember a few of them and share them with you. That's his report.
Okay, so 2021 budget update.
Okay, back to me. This will deal with the resolution to adopt the 2020-2021 budget. We have made one change to the budget since it was proposed, a favorable change. What we've done is we expect from the 4 furlough days, from participating in work share, that will save the district approximately $260,000. Plus, we expect from our spending freeze that we're in to save another $65,000. And so what we are proposing is an additional $325,000 above and beyond favorable that was not in the proposed budget committee approved.
Any questions on that? Board policy updates, everybody should have a packet of board policy updates to go through before next month's meeting. This is the first reading, so this is just getting out here and everybody can have a chance to look through them. If there are any questions, direct those to Tom. That way he can communicate to everybody and they're all on the same page with any of these questions, answers as they come up. I did notice on there, a couple of those are required. Does that mean they're law changes that they're just basically adapting to?
Yeah, correct. So, on the cover page, Julie provided, the summaries that OSBA attorneys provide for us, and it tells basically the reasons for policy change or a word change. A lot of you're correct, was we just said Bill 155, House Bill 2077, Senate Bill 52, and 52.
Any questions on board policies, so forth? All right. I'll ask one more time if we have any comments on the budget. It's 6:59 right now, so I'm not hearing any comments on the budget. We'll go ahead and close the budget meeting, and then we'll roll into our action items. So we have a couple options there for budget resolutions. We'll talk about the one was, we'll go through those again real quick, Kevin.
Okay, the first resolution 06-1920 is to adopt the 2020-2021 budget. It reflects the $325,000 increase above the approved budget due to expecting a higher beginning fund balance now due to the furlough days and the spending freeze. For the board, you could, if you choose to, you could have a motion to adopt the budget reflecting the $325,000 increase, or you could have a motion, which is what you see in front of you, or if you want, the board has the authority to make any other changes that you would like to the budget.
Any questions on any of this?
So what's the difference between, number 6, number 7, makes you want one of those or both of those?
Oh, no, okay. 7 actually deals with the current year budget, so it's separate. So, yeah, we'll move on once.
How much of the actual budget approval verbiage should be read out loud?
Oh, how much has to be read out? Really, all you need to do is, it could be as simple as a motion to adopt the 2020-21 budget to reflect a $325,000 increase over the approved budget. That would be sufficient.
What this page 7, 8
Correct.
says,
Yes.
then I got to pick before you would send it out. This one here. Right?
Okay, it reflects the 325,000. What's in here reflects the $325,000 thousand extra furlough days.
This one, what we approved of that, I'm sure about the verbiage. The purchase and-
Oh, we don't, I can write that, but I think just a motion to adopt, to reflect the $325,000 change from the approved budget.
All right, I move to approve the 2021 budget, $325,000.
Okay, we have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we got that one down. Now resolution 7/19/20. Approve the current 2019/20 budget adjustments by increasing general fund support services budget by 200,000 from 10,520,202 to 10,720,202 reflect higher spending as compared to what was originally budgeted. Reduce the general fund instruction budget by 200,000 from 14,060,531 to 13,860,531 to reflect less spending as compared to what was originally budgeted. Increase PERS unfunded actuarial liability fund payment by 1.2 million. Reduce PERS unfunded actuarial liability fund appropriated ending fund balance by 2 million. Well, just touch on that.
Sure, okay, at the top, this is where we have some line items that are above budget, some that end up underspent. Some of them that have ended up underspent, for example, substitute expenses this year, we're going to be under. We've had some areas though, like say facilities where we weren't planning to abate floor tile here until July. We were able to accelerate that and move that up until this year. And so we have in the support services area more spending, in the instructional area less spending. To make sure that we stay within our budget limits, we need to come to the board for approval to adjust things. So that's the one on top. The one on the bottom is interesting. We received notification, I believe it was late in 2019, that we were one of the public entities in Oregon that qualified for PERS incentive fund payment, where PERS would match 25% of what we put towards paying down our unfunded liability. All along, it's what's actually included in the budget for the upcoming fiscal year is we were planning to make that payment in July. Right at the end of May, the director of PERS announced that that money the state has sitting for incentive fund payments is coming out of the state general fund. And it may be in jeopardy for state budget cuts. And so that got our attention. We contacted PERS, and what they said is that, well, if you get your payment into us, and we're going to provide that incentive match, that if you wait until July, there's a possibility then that might be part of the state budget cuts. And so because of that, all along we were planning to pay in July. We don't want to, in our case, there's $300,000 riding, and I'll say this, I think of what we're doing and all the work we have to get $260,000 from work share. I don't want to turn down an easy $300,000 from the state. And so what this does is it would lock in that we could get that $300,000 incentive payment from the state if we make our payment to PERS now waiting rather than waiting until July.
Move to approve resolution number 07-1920.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All right, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. And then lastly, we got resolution 08-1920, LDL local service plan amendment.
You bet. All right, so that's 7C in your board packet. And what this is it's a resolution, in addition to, the board approved, I think, probably 2 or 3 board meetings ago, the service fund from, do that every year from the ESD. And so this is a resolution in addition to that, and it has to do with is the, student investment funds, they get some funds, and they want to use those funds to help guide the component districts, so the 12 in the region, to help assist those districts, including ours, with our SIA grant that hasn't been approved yet. So there's a lot of contingencies on this, so you'll be approving that if this funding comes through, you're saying that, yes, you'll accept this funding going through the ESD. That funding will be helping our funding and guiding us with that SIA. But as we know, that's could be on the table, legislation, something like that. So you're approving a it'll probably happen that the ESD at some sort of funding that will return to us.
Mr. Chairman, I move for resolution 08-1920.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes. Do we have any board comments tonight?
I went to the, we're going to parade here tonight. Should quit 30 minutes. Great. I wish I did every year the event happened. The whole thing. 30 minutes.
All right, we don't have any late items, and I think we're gonna have nothing really new to talk about with the executive session, so speaking of that. So future agenda items, next board officer meeting July 6th, 2020 at 3:30 in the superintendent's office. Next board meeting July 13th, 2020 at 6:30 in the district office board room. And we will adjourn.
Thank you, Colleen.
Elizabeth, have a good night.
You too.
Colleen, can I disconnect? Colleen? Yes, disconnect. Oh, leave it on? Oh, I thought he said they were totally adjourned. They weren't going to executive or anything.
They aren't going.
No. It's done. Right? Tom?
All right, so I will go ahead and call the special board meeting to order at 7:11.
Are we still recording this?
No, sir.
Okay, he's done.
Are you going into executive session?
No.
Okay.
We're done. We're in a special session now.
Okay, so we will.
We'll